Yeah, perfect timing.
Everybody, shut the fuck up.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, shut the fuck up.
We are going to be starting training here today, right now. So please keep your eyes open, your ears open. Questions, ask them. Wally is going to be heading up the training for this session, so listen to what he says, listen to what he's saying, and try not to ask anything stupid. Anything else? I don't think so. Wally, take it away.
Okay, hi, I'm Wally. Good to see you all. We're going to keep it quite quick today because there's a lot of stuff to go through, and we have a little bit extra time than normal, but it's probably not going to be long enough to get everything in, so we're going to go through at lightning speed, trying to get everything into your heads, a bit of practice here and there, and from there we'll be able to actually play some games today as well. So first things first, we're going to go over here towards this massive blob of blue spheres that you might see over people's heads.
I am speed.
Okay. Alright, so we'll start with the real basics today. The makeup of a squad that you would know as general. You have a squad leader, you have 2 FTLs, and in those 2 fire teams, there will be a fire team leader who leads that team, an automatic rifleman, usually an additional squad member, so like a demo or some attachment or an assistant AR, and other generic roles. Your fire team leader is going to be the guy who is directing that team in their movement, and in order to actually control people's movement, they might use something called a fire team formation. Now you might see from the massive blob behind me to my left that there's a lot of people, and they all seem to be in different formations. Why the hell am I talking about formations?
Is that rhetorical?
That isn't rhetorical, that's a question to the people in the audience. Why am I talking about formations, people?
Because we need to learn them.
Sure, why is that?
And they look cool.
Because it verifies spacing and it allows us to advance on positions in an orderly fashion without forming a blob.
Yeah, so 1, spacing is really good. Formations help maintain spacing, and 2, it gives real good control over what the fire team's doing, what they can see, and how they move to the fire team leader. So the fire team leader is going to be making sure the fire team is moving well and cohesively, and these things help the fire team to do that. Can you be a name with the fire team formation I've got behind me?
Flying B.
Left Delta V.
Okay, yeah, so the generic call for it is a wedge or an arrowhead. Essentially, this is where you have one person at the tip, all the way over here. And then the rest of the fire team will fill in behind them on either side in like a V shape, but behind the person leading. There's 2 types, there's a heavy left and a heavy right. The heavy is referring to the AR, so ARs, please step forwards. I would like for you to go ahead and find the automatic rifleman and just shoot him in the back of the head for me.
Whoa.
You are now going to become that individual. Shoot him in the back of the head, take his place. Excellent, alright. So the word heavy left and heavy right refers to the auto rifleman, and when I say heavy left, I'm referring to the AR being on the back left of the formation, and heavy right is when the AR is on the back right of the formation. So Santa, if I were to say that I would like you to get into a heavy right version of this wedge, what are you going to do? Alright, brilliant, excellent. Alright, so this wedge formation, it's actually very versatile. It's pretty easy to establish because everybody just falls in behind the person. What it does is it allows everybody to have a quite large field of fire directly to their front and to their left or to their right respectively, so I can fire all the way from my FTL here if I would like to actually get a weapon. There we go. All the way to my left, and I could probably even kill Daniel over there if I really wanted to, and I'm very tempted to right now. I think I just cut out there. Did I cut out?
Yeah, I think TeamSpeak went wonk, I think, for a second there.
Okay, alright, right. Yeah, so by doing this, you're actually allowing everybody in the squad to have a very wide arc of fire, and that allows you to put fire onto anything to the front arc of the fire team at a very quick response time. What does that give you, people?
Better coverage.
Better coverage, and better coverage means that you stay alive longer, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Great, okay. Anybody got questions about this?
Think no.
Okay. The wedge is actually recommended as a default for anybody who's moving. If you're moving, just try to assume a wedge just behind the person leading. That makes it very easy for you to control, and if you need to transition to another formation, it's very easy to do so from a wedge. I have in front of me 2 sets of wedges, one in front and one behind. Anybody get or trying to guess what I'm getting at by doing this as a demonstration?
To show the heavy left, heavy right variants.
Yeah, so I would like you to imagine that this is an entire squad. I have one fire team to my right and one fire team to my left, and they have alternating heavy left and heavy right. So, Santa, do you want to get back into where you were before on the left-hand side, please, bud, where the AR was before the first time? So that first fire team has a heavy left, and that second fire team has a heavy right. So if you don't know where the enemy is coming from, you can alternate that to help control your response to any threat that will come from your forward direction or your left or your right. Questions, crews, or dramas about this at all?
I will say quickly, we have done like little formations in the past, and just looking at your radar can help just to maintain the formation a little better than having to constantly visually check. So just putting that out there.
Yeah, if you're using the rings in DUI, the innermost ring is 5 meters, so that can be used very well for your spacing. Where my FTL is, Mr. Snow, Mr. Mills, if you'd like to just grab the people who have spawned in as part of your fire teams, colour them up for me with your ace, and then assume 2 wedges behind me to my southeast really quickly.
Okay, I need to figure out who's in mine and who's in Snails.
I'll take Naughty, AJ, and Wojo. Wait, Wojo's all right. Daniel. Naughty, AJ.
Okay, all those folks go red. If you didn't hear your name, go blue. And then we'll figure it out from there.
I'll take Point Mills.
All right. I think let's see. Obi, you go red,
Right,
so then we got a rifleman in each one.
My ace is being weird.
I'm not a
Okay, so Mills
what
now
do you-
just asked his fighting to assume a heavy left.
Oh,
What are
okay.
you going to do with yours?
Heavy right.
Okay. Anybody want to answer why Mills has chosen to do a heavy right there?
More coverage.
You can turn your
Don't
voice up
know.
to yelling so I can hear.
We don't know where contact is coming from.
You don't know where contact is coming from, so you're going to do the opposite of the team in front, so you have an AR on the other side, just in case it comes in that direction. Okay. Now let's say, gents, that we have a minefield or some sort of IED that's likely to go off in the immediate area. Are we wanting to be this close to each other?
No.
No. So what do you think the recommended distance from another person is if you're walking through a minefield, if you become that stupid, or if you're going to be near an IED?
20-meter space.
10 meters?
10 to 50 meters is the better angle. Yeah, 50 meters is probably the recommended. So let's try to space it out a little bit. It's quite cramped, but do your best.
I visually have no idea how much 15 meters is.
Well, if you look at your reticle at the bottom, your DUI, the outermost square is about 15, thereabouts, so it used to be.
Yeah, we don't have
You can change that manually.
Can you see that without a GPS?
If you have the settings set up in your DUI, you can, yes.
I do not have that setting.
Yeah,
so
me
let
neither.
see that.
Is it not default anymore?
No,
No.
DUI by default doesn't have the rings. It shows everyone in the circle, but it doesn't have the rings.
That's not great, is it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to fix it right now.
Okay, right. We can't waste a load more time going over back in this, so just gather back around on me. We're going to go southwest towards the next lot formation. I'm going to run through the different pro-con. Just real quick, anybody think of any possible weaknesses with that wedge formation? Any at all?
Cluster bomb.
Cluster bomb, okay, I like it. Yeah, that could be problematic. Yep, you can fix that by what?
Spacing.
Yeah, spacing yourselves out, excellent. Alright, moving back a little bit, we have what is called an echelon left and an echelon right. This lovely gentleman here, this team leader, he has his team in an echelon left, and this lovely team leader has his team in an echelon right. Why might you use one of these things?
Advancing up a road or something?
You think it's going to come from one specific direction?
Yeah, so let's say that this team is by itself. Ignore the other half for now. They know that their enemy is going to be somewhere where you're standing. So let's say Snow's the enemy. Everybody put your gun at Snow. Quick as you can, put your gun at Snow. Make sure he feels really threatened by your current predicament. I want every sight trained on him. There we go. Alright, so there is enemy over there. And this team, they know that the enemy is over there. They know that Snow is a threat and a clear and present danger from that film. So they're going to be putting themselves in action on left, so they have every single gun with a 180-degree arc of fire towards that direction. Does everybody see what I mean by that? So no matter where I'm standing, I can put my gun all the way around in a 180-degree arc towards where we think the enemy is coming from. Any questions, queries, or dramas with the Echelon? Okay, we'll move back a little bit further then.
Also, Americans say echelon, but that's okay.
Okay, so this is where people start to get a little bit iffy, because I've heard this being called a couple of things, depending on what country and what area of the world you're from. So I'm going to be referring to this as a line or an extended line. Please don't confuse that, because some people do. For the purpose of this, it will be an extended line. We have ourselves a squad extended line here with one fire team on my left and a one fire team on my right. Now, why do you think we might use this formation?
If you know where they're coming from.
Yeah, so we know that there's enemies directly to the front, and we are not expecting them to come round to our sides. What might happen if we have an enemy flank round to our sides?
You're going to have a bad time.
We're going to get screwed, because I can only put one gun down that direction while I'm in this formation. Right, it's going to be a bad time. If you look down, I could just aim at somebody and hold the trigger down, and the entire team would be wiped out immediately. But yeah, we use this when we know that there is enemies directly to our front, or we can orient ourselves directly in the front. You can call this a baseline, an extended line, or a line. Essentially, you just get on one big line, and then you put all of your fire directly down the range to whichever the enemy contact is from. It's got some really nice overlapping fields of fire because everybody's got no obstructions to the left or right. Just they can fire everything towards the front. But it does, as I said before, suffer heavily from only being able to fire one guy to the right or left of the formation. It's very weak to that flank. Questions, queries, or dramas? Okay, moving swiftly up. Moving back a little bit further, we have a column. This can come in the standard column, or it could come as a stagger column, which is we've got a little bit further back down there. You can also call this style here a file. The difference between a column and a file is pretty much negligible. The real difference is just how spaced out people are in a line. So just assume that both mean the same thing.
Roger.
What would the main problem be if you're using a column or a file, such as the one that I'm displaying for you presently?
Somebody driving down the road at high speed?
Yes, so it's very, very weak to the direct front. To the sides, it's pretty difficult to maintain coverage of both simultaneously. And Obi, do you want to go ahead and just stand right at the front and point your gun at me? Okay, how many of us do you think you could kill before we managed to get a shot off at you?
Probably all of you.
Yeah, probably all of us, because you could just aim at my feet and then hold the trigger down and we'll all be fucking dead. So that's a problem we have to think about. Moving a little bit further back then, we have a small variation to the column, which is called a stagger column. You probably have seen this one before many times. Anybody want to shout at me what the difference between the column and the stagger column is?
Everybody can attack.
The right-hand side watches the 180 right, and the left-hand side.
Yes, so you have a greater ability to spot and react to targets, and because you're not all standing in a line, you're strengthened towards any attack from the front as well. Not as much as, say, a wedge, but it does give you the opportunity to react.
Also the most commonly used in our groups I've seen.
Yeah, because it's easiest to use upon streets where you have a very limited space. I just want you to take a note of something. Everybody pick standing between two people on one side of the formation. Everybody pick standing between two people and just take 3 steps back away from it. So, for example, I'm standing over here and between these two guys, and I'm just step back a little bit. How many people can you see directly in front of you?
A lot.
Yeah, like 5.
Many.
Okay, so say I'm attacking somebody from here. I have at least 2 guns that can fire at me, and possibly a third. If I'm standing here, I have at least 2 guns that can fire at me immediately, and possibly a third. No matter where you're standing on this column, it makes it far easier to react from threats from the side and to the front left and to the front right, because of the way it's been structured. That's actually one of the good reasons to use it in an urban environment, because no matter where you are in the column, you can react very quickly to something that's either on your side or on the opposing side of the street, so to say. And obviously, if you're moving with a vehicle down a street, I can put this vehicle a little bit further back, and we can have good coverage of the vehicle if need be too. Any questions, queries, or dramas about anything I've said so far?
When doing a staggered column down a street, if you've got buildings either side, is it still the left looking left and right looking right, or are you looking across the street?
So that's slightly outside the scope of what I want to get covered today, but I'm going to answer it really, really quickly. If you're in a column and you're moving down the street, you should have the first and second persons looking towards the front, the rear person taking glances towards the rear, and everybody else should be cross-covering second story, or when they come to some sort of open area or a danger area, like an alleyway, they should quickly check that alleyway and then return to covering the other side of the street. It's much easier to do that than it is to do anything more extravagant.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions or dramas?
No.
It's a no.
Alright, excellent. We're going to run all the way back up towards the TP poles, so run as quick as you can. We should have taken the trucks now. We should have taken the trucks.
Oh god, there's stamina.
Yes.
I just wanted you to
What's up,
suffer,
guys?
that's why I put them in.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
We get it. You work out.
Okay, time check. It's now, can I have a time check?
28 minutes in.
5:58, you got an hour.
Okay, we can do this.
Or, yeah, you're Eastern time. You're wrong.
Yeah,
Sorry, East Coast, West Coast.
reflexive.
I mean, agreed. I'm from there, but still.
Alright, ladies and
Right.
gents, we are going to be heading to the small arms range. Everybody go ahead and teleport to the small arms range.
All right.
Some people might find this range familiar. If you do, if you know where it's from, go ahead and give it a quick sit down. There we go. Okay. Waiting for the last couple of people to come. Alright, alright. Are we all here? Can I quickly check in Zeus?
One person disconnected, that's about it.
Yeah, we lost blue.
I
Yeah,
can
you
see
hear-
one person lost a
Fucking
base.
hell.
I'll get them over.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask this one last time now that I can actually be heard. Does
Okay.
anybody see blue dots over everybody's head?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
it's fine.
You are not
thank
on
God.
Don't
You're
worry
not
about
on-
it.
yeah.
Going nuts to these
Alright.
entire time yelling.
Alright, don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah. No, yeah, it's okay. Sorry.
Hang on, let me just go ahead and teleport over. There we go.
Sorry.
No, yeah, you're all good. You're all good. Okay.
Welcome,
Cool.
welcome. Okay, I can see somebody got lost, so I thought I'd teleport you over. You're safe now. Don't worry, everything's fine. Okay. We're at the firing range, so I guess we're going to be doing some shooting in a minute. Really quick though, I've noticed very often when you see something in the distance, I see either one or two things happening. You point it and go, look, there's an enemy there, and then you shoot it there a lot, and then everything turns around and pivots and fires a lot of ammunition at you, and you die. Or you give a direction, and then maybe you give a description of what you're looking for, and nobody else has any idea what you're talking about. So I want to rectify that really quickly by talking about the 3Ds. Does anybody have a guess at what those are, or people who come from a more civilized age? Would you like to tell us what it is?
more civilized age.
It's like distance, direction, and something else.
Description.
It's a direction, a distance, and a description, preferably in that order, but honestly, it really doesn't matter as long as you cover all three. You need a direction, which can be some sort of cardinal, so north, east, south, and west, or a unit-related direction. So, for example, it could be to my front left, which would be my northwest if I'm facing this way. Or it could be a bearing, or it could be a mixture of the three. For example, I like to give a cardinal, so northwest at 340. You can all see that lovely windmill in the distance. That's my way of giving a direction. I like to do that. You can also give a distance, or you should also give a distance. That can be near, medium, or far. Or if you think you can guesstimate a distance, you can guesstimate it. So anybody want to guesstimate to see how far away that windmill is?
600 meters.
Sure. So we have to the northwest at 340. At 400, 600 meters, there is a windmill over there.
That was accurate.
Can somebody check that?
That was accurate. Yeah,
Was that accurate? Well done.
Oh,
Well done.
It's like 540, 550.
Damn. Okay.
Nicely done. Well done. Very impressed. So yeah, you need your direction, you need your distance, and you need a description of the target as quickly as possible so that everybody in your team knows what you're talking about and then can fire at that target. Ace, now, I'm going to be really mean and tell you to give me an example.
All right. Northeast 20, collapsed 2-story house, about far, I'd say.
No, medium. Medium.
Medium? Okay.
That's definitely medium.
If you don't know how far away it is, think of it like this, right? Can you throw a grenade at it? If you can throw a grenade at it, it's near. If you can't throw a grenade at it, you could call it, or if you're a professional baseball player, then I'd love to see you hit it with a home run bat, but we don't have time for that today.
See, I have a grenade, but it goes a lot further than the normal ones.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So grenade near, medium is
Medium or far, interchangeable. If you think that you can label the distance as a medium, then call it a medium. If it's far, it's far. All you're really trying to give is like a bracket for that person to look at with their own eyes. Because if I just say the bearing and the description, if it's something like a house, that's super obvious. But if there was an infantry squad all the way over there to the northeast, do you think I'm going to be able to pick that up immediately by you saying two of those, that description and a direction of the target?
No, absolutely not.
So you're going to need something to help rein in those person's eyes to the actual thing you're looking at. So really quickly, Mills, now take your two people into one of the two firing lanes to my right and to my left, and just get each person to give a real quick 3D.
Red left.
blue to the right.
All right, we'll start with the person first below me.
All right, everybody take a slot.
Nani, can you give me a quick 3D on something you see out there?
Hey, go ahead. You two go ahead and shack up onto me, and then one of you, or if you're both, the same person or friends, you can go to the same team. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and shack up on me. It's okay. You can touch it.
Well, I'm trying, but you keep moving. There we go. Okay.
I like wiggling. All right. If you two just want to colour up as you like, and then go find your team to go join in with. Okay. There we go.
How far?
So I said medium.
Ace now, Mill. When you've got your guys done, just bring them back over towards me.
Okay, so that's good. I would say if you're not going to do a bearing, if you're just doing a cardinal direction, you probably want to throw in another descriptor like, on the brown patch, north or something, or or in the house or by the tank or whatever, something like that, or give a bearing.
Yeah, because
just to try and help walk people onto the target.
Enemies in front of the two-story house, northwest, far.
Yeah, so fire team size. All right, Obi, hit me up.
Enemy house, northwest.
But yeah.
Good.
All right,
Give me the time.
Go ahead and call out maybe one of the vehicles.
Did you say my name?
Yeah. Just do like a contact report for one of the vehicles.
Do you want to call one out?
You just pick one.
I'm not sure.
Raj, 008 or 008 north, 300 meters, LAV in the open next to a collapsed building.
Cool. All right. Yeah. See, that was good. That had description, direction, and I forgot the third D because I'm shit. What's the third D?
Description.
Distance.
Description, direction, distance. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That had all three.
Hey, Grant. Oh yeah, great. Come over here actually real quick.
Also, you did artillery,
He just wasn't
right?
moved. If
Right,
that's
can you
Pepsi,
give me a
Well, yeah, Pepsi moved up the channel.
yeah?
When he
Just look out in the field out there and give me a just anything you see. Call out direction, distance, and description for an object.
Oh dear.
Your 3Ds, your direction, your distance, and your description.
Okay.
There are lots of trees.
Why'd you change the name?
Four
One thing in
targets.
particular.
You want to give?
4 more targets.
Can you hit me with the direction?
No.
You assume? Okay.
Vaguely north.
Do you have a compass?
I have one, but it doesn't work.
Were you listening to the discussion that Wally was giving about the
Oh
3Ds?
no, he wasn't. He wasn't here. All right. So
Yeah,
excuse
that's
me.
why.
Gray, blue. It should be direction, distance, and description.
So now, Mills, you have 2 minutes before we need to
You go
move
to
on.
your map and you control right click. and it
Copy.
pulls up
We're just going over the 3Ds, right? That's it.
and you get
Yeah,
distance,
real quick,
compass,
and then we'll go
right,
to fire commands and audio.
and you can do distance from that point.
Confirm.
Right click. And then you can even like add a
Wait.
point.
Could be like
clicking.
near, medium, or far.
That's
Or you can try to
Yeah,
guesstimate the meters.
So
But just yeah,
whenever you have time to play around with that,
Maybe,
it's very fun.
2-story house, 4 people.
Very useful.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
sick.
What would you estimate that?
and what would be the direction?
The
That's
distance.
fucking
What would be the
awesome. Oh my
distance?
God. Okay. Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay. Yeah.
Direction, like Dan said.
North.
Pulls up a menu, and
There we go.
compass. You can find a distance from 2 points.
Also
You're good?
You're saying
4
your,
people.
We're good.
DUIs,
Cool. Just gonna check Mills and then we'll bring it back in.
Okay. Getting back on task here. Everybody understands the 3Ds here.
We all good?
Yep.
Yeah. I think we're all good. So just
All right.
remember, trying to there's different.
Okay,
ways
back on me.
You can record it. And
All right, ready to go.
One more time, what did you do?
Like the
Guys, over here. Come on, I'll bring it back up.
Any point.
No, he said he did.
Control right click. Should bring back the menu.
Just weird.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Now you've got
Welcome
all
back.
those tools, look at your map. And
I was going to call you my flock of geese, but I think that would be a bad idea, so we're just going to leave it at that.
Honk.
Honk.
Honk. Okay, no, that's a terrible idea. We're not going to do that. No more honking. Alright, so you've done the 3Ds. The reason I did that just now is because we're going to talk about fire commands now. And that's going to be a big part of your fighting leader directing fire. They're going to need to know how to call out a target before they can ask you to shoot at it. So a fire command usually is used to direct fire of the entire squad or individual people onto specific targets. So your fire team leader will be giving those commands to your fire team, and that will help organise fire. What it helps to avoid is if I look behind me and I see 2 groups of enemies, there's one over there and there's one over there. If I tell everybody to shoot at that target first, and then we notice the second group, what do you think is going to happen?
They all know where we are.
Well, they all know where we are, yeah, sure, but are you all going to continue killing one group, or are you all going to continue killing the second group, or what's going to happen with the fire there?
You're gonna split fire.
Well, probably if he says, "Oh, there's an enemy over there," probably what will happen is everyone will think, everyone's going to shift over because they think I need to respond to this.
Yeah, so it's what we call Millicat syndrome, where somebody sees something interesting happening, like, I don't know, an enemy popping into somewhere nearby, and everybody's heads will swivel around and they'll start shooting at that target, ignoring what they're already engaging or something that might be more dangerous. So we combat that by using fire commands and stern discipline with a machine gun in my hand. So a fire command, you can think of it like all do. That's the shorthand we use for it. It's the alert, the location, the description, and an order to fire. So the alert is essentially the person you're speaking to. So it could be the fire team, or it could be the auto rifle, it could be the grenadier or the A-team. That's the person you're talking to. You're then going to give them a location that can be based off the 3Ds as we talked about before, or you can use a target reference point. Anybody have any idea what a target reference point is?
There's a tree to our left of it.
A tree's a terrible, terrible thing to use as a TRP, but otherwise perfectly correct, yeah.
You can also do, Wally, correct me if I'm wrong, you can use target reference points, say we're defending this position, and we pre-planned areas that we think enemies are going to attack from. You can, like, name them and just, that's a quick reference of where an enemy could be.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be a pre-plan, you can do it on the fly as well, as long as everybody knows what that means in the fire team. it works. Okay, so for example, at my 10 o'clock, about 150 meters. That's definitely not 150 meters. Anybody want to guesstimate? 300 meters or so. There's that water tank. Okay, that TRP is going to be called water tank. Everybody happy with that? So if I were to call out enemies nearby, say, I don't know, to our northwest 300, enemy infantry in the open, to the right of water tank, will that help you find it quicker?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'll be helpful in doing that. That's called christening the grounds. Your FTL can do that on the fly. Usually when you're defending somewhere, not happening most of the time when you're attacking, mainly because as you're attacking, you're not going to have time to do this shit. You're going to be shot at. Now that we have the location, we're going to be wanting the description. So we would be calling out the standard description. So infantry in the open, or BIDM, BMP, whatever you like. And that will be followed by an order to fire. Now, let's say you want to do an ambush. Everybody familiar with the ambush? I don't know what the skill level is really, but yeah, ambushes, everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
Now, if you're setting up an ambush, do you want people to fire immediately at what you've just called out?
No.
No.
No. Why?
You want to make sure they're in the kill zone.
You want to make sure they're in the kill zone. You want to make sure you can absolutely destroy them before you open up. Hey, Barnet, if you want to go ahead and just attack somebody at the waist so you can see everybody else in the chat. Cool.
I heard attack.
That's my butt.
No, you didn't hear attack. So yeah, you can say to people that you want them to fire at your command. So you can give the order later on, or you can just say to open fire, or you can say to just scan and shoot anything that moves, which is them waiting for them to get a good shot or something so they know they can kill it, and then shooting at it. Now, I've also noticed that we tend to burn through a lot of ammunition during operations. I'm looking around, I'm seeing a lot of people nodding their heads.
Oh yeah.
Yes, probably more so than necessary.
Suppressing fire.
So, it's to suppress something, you don't need one person throwing entire magazines at them. You need a lot of people throwing a very small amount of rounds at them, alternating themselves. So, for example, if I wanted to suppress Daniel, I would shoot near him, and then Santa might shoot near him for a couple of rounds, and then I might shoot again. Now, there's multiple rates of fire that you can do as a fire command. So I can say sustain rate of fire, and that's usually 1 round every 5 to 6 seconds, give or take. That's the standard I've aggregated from multiple sources. But 1 round every 5 to 6 seconds for a rifle. So it's pretty slow, but if you imagine an entire fire team firing at that rate, just alternating their shots, it can keep up a pretty good rate of fire. And then there's rapid fire, which is 1 round approximately every 1.5 seconds. Now, if you're an auto-rifleman, you can double that. So as an auto-rifleman, you can fire 2 to 3 rounds every 5 seconds for sustained rate, and for a rapid rate of fire, you can go ahead and put 5 to 6 rounds downrange every 2 seconds. So, Santa, seeing as I can see you're super eager over there, go ahead and give me a rapid rate of fire on that group of enemies over there. I have no sound, so Snao, can you check if it's the right amount of bullets?
You have no sound?
I have no sound in game except for people speaking.
There's about like 3 bullets every.
Yeah,
Are you secretly blue?
So for an auto rifleman on a rapid rate of fire, it's about 4 to 5 rounds every 5 seconds, or
every
4 to 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Just think of it like you want them to be dead, but not dead enough. There we go.
Almost until the echo is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason you're doing this, or you want to control the rate of fire, is let's say that we have almost finished off an enemy team, or an enemy fire team, right? And there's maybe like 1 guy left alive. Now the entire squad is still doing this. Is that going to be helpful?
No.
No.
No, that's not going to be helpful.
But otherwise, yeah.
So you can then, as a fire team leader, just reduce everybody's fire to a sustained rate. That way that person's head is still kept down, but you're not wasting ammo unnecessarily. And it also has a side effect of making people more accurate, just because they're spending more time aiming their shot. Okay, so now that they've gone through the process, your alert, your location, which is your 3Ds, your description, and your order to fire, I'm going to split this back off into 2 fire teams again, and I'm going to get your fire team leaders, Snow and Mills, to give each of you fire command. Snow and Mills, what I'd like you to start off with is give everybody the entire team a location to fire at, and then take special roles and get them to fire at something else, or start splitting the team to fire at different targets, okay?
Got it.
All right.
Red, go left again.
You got about 10 minutes maximum, so let's get this done. People who don't have a team, go ahead and colour yourselves up. People who've just joined us, go ahead and shack up. Go ahead and give yourselves a team. Try to keep yourself as even as possible, and then go join your FTL. Okay, good when you guys are. Well, having no sound is very bad.
For contacts, do sustained fire. And
I can hear again. I'm going to talk over the radio while you people are firing, but I'm already hearing people do this. So when people are alternating their shots, it's called talking the guns. It's usually done between 2 auto riflemen, but it can be done in Arma between everybody in the team. It's where you stagger your shots, so it seems like a continuous fire from the fire team, but really it's multiple people fighting individually.
Northwest 320, 4 times infantry contacts, low in the field, me.
Alright, Wojo, there is a group of infantry bearing 50 just to the west of the track.
North, 4 times contacts in the field, fire.
Now, Mills, if you can, throw in a couple of christening of the grounds with the available materials and use that as a TRP when possible.
Will do.
Alright guys, we've got the 2 story
Northeast 30 infantry contacts in that low gray 2-story building.
If only I could speak properly today.
Alright guys, we're going to christen the ground here real quick. We're going to have that cobblestone wall to our northeast bearing 30. We're going to call that zone 1.
fire on the wall.
We're going to have that field work on that head and the other has like 350. And in zone 3 is going to be the contact associated with the elephant grass northwest bearing 320 from those low contacts to the medium contacts.
Oh, I see. No,
everybody get that?
Right.
Zone 1 is that cobblestone wall to our northeast. Zone 2 is going to be this general area directly ahead of us, north. Split by those 2 trees, those 2 open fields.
300 bearing about 10.
Contact. Zone 3 is going to be
engaged at sustained fire.
The contact made correct. Yep, northwest. And then we're going to have Obi, Dan, and Gray go ahead and fire.
Can you hear me?
Zone 1 is sustained bucket fire.
Okay, cool. My TeamSpeak crashed. No, I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so
Are you complaining about the weaponry choice, huh?
I'm complaining that you've put a fucking grenade launcher sight on the middle of the fucking gun.
Yeah, I've done the same with every mission today, because I forgot that the 320 exists.
Yeah, so I'm trying to hit BDRM and it's awful.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I also have a rocket launcher in case that is necessary.
Well, I think are we doing?
Yeah, there'll be restocks before we do.
Okay.
So good.
Okay, so I can have them use it.
Yeah. Let them have fun, man. Just let them blow away things. Mills just asked me the same things now, but yeah, you got right ATs, you can use them.
Any available AT, zone 3.
Turned off. I guess it's just here. Steel, hold that for a second. Well, here, actually, I guess here to test it. Steel, I want you to hit the BDRM with at like bearing 55.
Bearing 55.
Yep.
Okay, I see it. What range?
What'd you call that? 150, would you? Yeah, 100 to 150.
Was it hit? It was a hit.
Yep.
Shit.
All right.
Great job, guys.
Clear back blast.
Clear.
Red team, good boss.
Instructors, eyes up northbound. Eyes up northbound.
Let's get back and get. We might have approaching enemies.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Can you guys see the dots, or is that just me?
You're so far over here, Mills. I can't hear you.
Right. I'll be on. I'm trying to figure out how far the distance thing is. So. Yeah. Okay. So we have. Let's see. Multiple fire teams approaching from left and right of the radio tower. So to the right of the radio tower, coming down the hill, bearing 35, squad-sized force, and I want everyone to engage at a sustained fire.
Mills, Waldo, I'd like you to focus your fire team to the right of the antenna, north by northeast, over.
Say again?
I'd like you to focus your fire team to the right of antenna, north by northeast, over.
Hey, firm, I have the majority of my folks doing that. I have one machine gun shooting the guys to the left of the radio tower.
Roger, sounds great. You may have a problem.
And two.
Reloading.
Contact West 290, far infantry in the open.
There you go, you got it. Alright, so nerd, shift fire back to our original targets. Coming down the hill from the radio tower area. Yeah, sorry, yeah, sustained fire.
Cease. Back on me, gents. Okay. I will say right now, Milson's now, that the automatic script for this map, it fucking failed, so I had to do that by hand. Alright, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how useful that can be. Now obviously this is different from doing in the field because you're not going to be moving while you're here, but when you're in the field you're going to be moving and shooting and giving your fire commands, and that can be very stressing. So next we're going to talk about movement, so everybody could go ahead and move to tactical movement range 1. And if you'd like to go ahead and restock yourselves real quickly at this lovely box, please go ahead and do so.
I teleported in the sitting position. I'm happy about this.
If you need to restock, go ahead and restock. There won't be live fire for about 5 minutes, but it's worth to go sort yourself out now.
I just checked my ammo. I didn't fire my gun. God damn it, I'm stupid.
What a good leader.
I know. Well, I was directing. So now I was super.
He had a fire team. He had a really good fire team.
Yeah, I did.
Waldy, I need more grenades.
Box, Arsenal.
Checked.
Also, nerd, go ahead and switch yourself to blue.
Arsenal should have.
While you're in the Arsenal sodding about, I'd like you just to go ahead and yell out if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right, excellent.
Either I can hear you or I'm hallucinating.
I'm always a voice inside your head. You should know that by now.
That is fair.
Okay, so you've probably heard this before quite a lot of the time, especially if you've been reading into dyslexia material. But there's this idea about how to win a firefight called the 4 F's of a firefight. Anybody else familiar with this?
I mean, I know A4Fs, but
Firepower, and firepower.
Unfortunately not, although that is a very good alternative, or so the US Army said so. The 4 F's of a firefight are as follows, okay? They are find the enemy, fix the enemy, flank the enemy, and absolutely F-word the enemy, or finish the enemy if you're going to be nice and polite about it.
Are they broken?
They can be, but they can be broken with machine gun fire, which is the point of fixing them, okay? So the idea is that you find the enemy, you fix them in place by laying down suppressive fire, or fixing fire to keep them in position so they can't move. You can then either flank around them or move onto them and then finish them by wiping them out by assaulting through their position. That's a general way of doing things. Ideally, if you keep that in your head, you will not be able to screw up as an FTL or even as an infantryman. If you keep that constantly going through your head, I need to find them, I need to fix them in place, I need to flank around them if I can't kill them already, and then I need to finish them up. That will keep it very easy for you to understand and also to kill an enemy in any combat scenario. I'm going to be relating back to this pretty heavily through the rest of today, so you'll probably get it ingrained in the head by the end of the session anyway. We start off with find the enemy. Anybody want to guess how we can find that enemy?
The 3Ds.
Eyes.
Sure. Eyes is very good. Ears is also a very good one. And then you want to call out the positions with the 3D. So thank you very much for the final part of that. As a group, we've managed to pick together most of that. Now, it's important that when we're finding the enemy, they don't find us first, because if they find us first, they'll be able to fix us in place, or very likely they'll be able to fix us in place before we can do the same to them. So we must maintain a degree of stealth. So just not skylining ourselves is a good way to do that. Anybody not know what skylining is?
It's basically where you silhouette yourself against the skyline, often by crossing over a ridge, such as a hill, standing up. You've got to be a bit more careful. Yeah. So it's essentially, if I were to go to that lovely ridge over there, and I were to stand on top of it, you'd be able to see me way easier than if I was standing, say, in front of that brick wall, or slightly further down that ridge, because I'm backdropped against the sky. Yes, they will find and kill you much quicker by doing that.
Interesting.
As will players with machine gun fire, very quickly.
Okay, constantly underestimate how complex Arma 3 is.
Yes.
You can then fix an enemy in place, and you can guess how we can fix enemy in place.
Suppressive fire.
With fire.
Yeah, so suppressive fire superiority. Being in a good position is also pretty helpful. So being in a location which gives you either greater visibility or greater cover will be very beneficial in keeping them in a position that is disadvantaged to yourself, i.e. in the open, screaming while being filled with bullets. Then you can go around and flank them. Now to flank them you need to be able to move, which is why we're standing here at this range. Can anybody guess what we're here for?
Movement.
Movement, right, okay. So we're going to be talking about bounding, we're going to be talking about travelling, and we're going to do a bit of fighting bounding, then we're going to do a little bit of buddy team bounding, because it's the same theory, so very quickly we'll touch on buddy team bounding as well, and then we'll move on to something a little bit larger scale. So, talking quickly about travelling, when you're moving, it's good to keep yourselves in two formations, so say two wedges, for example, like we talked about at the beginning. And it's also very good practice to keep a distance between those two fire teams. Why might I want to keep a distance between these two fire teams? Snav, you answer, I will shoot you.
Because mortars are not your friend.
Mortars are not your friend, sure, there's a second much better reason, and Obi knows this, right, Obi?
What?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Probably wasn't paying attention.
That's why I said.
So...
It's not actually, you should know, right, Obi?
Squads separated is... If one squad gets in contact, there's a chance if you're separate that the second squad doesn't get seen, so they can perform the flanking action.
Yes.
So came at me like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was pretty harsh. I'm sorry about that. And it wasn't very fair of me. But yeah, so absolutely correct. There's this thing called mutual supporting distance, and that is the distance in which you can support another team with the weapons fire that you have. So usually, I'd say in an urban environment, maybe 500 meters. You should never go as a fire team further than 500 meters from another fire team. When you're traveling, it's good practice to leave 50 to 100 meters at a push between the two fire teams. So if the first fire team takes contact, you can maneuver around with the second one and kill the enemy before they can kill us. Alright, we're going to do some practical now. So, two fire teams. I'd like you to go ahead and stack yourselves along any piece of cover you can find to our southwest on the other side of the road.
Alright, Red, let's make for that concrete wall.
Alright, Blue, we'll...
Red has gotten very large.
Yes, a little bit oversized.
We're a very attractive squad.
We are very hot, that's true. We're smoking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good boy and Pride, can you change to blue, please, so we can balance the teams a bit?
Line up behind me. No. Hey, get back on the side of the wall. Get back on the side of the wall. Get over here. No, don't you stick your gun through this wall. Get over here.
Okay, I'm going to talk over the radio. If you can hear me over the radio, if you could just go ahead and jump with enhanced movement or crouch or whatever you like, just don't be standing.
Yes. Yep.
Excellent, you look like a unicorn over there, good boy, and I'm very happy with that.
Like a 3.
Okay, so we have fighting bounding. Now, fighting bounding is a way of maneuvering while maintaining a gun pointed at the enemy so they can't kill you. It's a very, very good way of doing this. So we're going to create a scenario now where we're going to have one fire team bounding to the southwest while a second team is covering, and then we're going to move up to an endpoint. Both fighting leaders, our endpoint is going to be the bottom of the ridge to the southwest. The bottom of the ridge to the southwest. That's the objective mark, okay? So how banding works is you have two teams. One team will start designated as the covering team. For this, that will be Blue's team. You're going to start covering. And this other team will be the moving team, which will be Snow's team, Red team. On Snow's go, they'll say that they are moving. Snow will then move up to a point further along the round. Or if there's no cover, they'll bound up 3 to 5 seconds and drop to the ground. At which point they will become the covering team and Blue will move either up on line with them or past them. Any questions so far? Should be pretty easy to pick up once we do a demonstration. So, Snow, Mills, it's up to you to maneuver this. Just get as far down the point as you can. Snow, you call it.
Rush.
Alright, Red, stick on my ass for this. 3, 2, 1.
Red moving.
Okay, so guys, we're covering. Guys, we're covering. As soon as they stop, if you see to the southwest bearing 200-ish, there's a building. We'll use that for cover once we go.
So now I forgot to do that, Mills. I get to whip him. I get a whip him, Mills.
Yeah, you do.
He forgot to call out where his team was going. I get to shoot him now.
You do.
It's
I
now.
had it easier because I was sitting around waiting, but it's true.
Red holding, covering now.
Alright, blue moving.
Let's go, boys.
Hardcore.
Okay, gents, it's good practice to try to keep these bounds short-ish. About where Snailey is the maximum range that I would aim for. Given that it's open ground, it's perfectly acceptable that Snail chose that position to stop because it's the only place that he can find nearby which has cover or concealment for his team. Snail, there's one thing you did wrong before you move. What was it?
Hit me. I don't know.
What happens if you were to be shot when you were leading your team to the next location?
They wouldn't have known where to go because they didn't call it out first.
Yeah, so the fighting leader will direct the next stop in their little hop, skip and a jump before they start moving. Otherwise, what happens if people are shot? One more thing to note. If somebody is downed in the open while you are bounding, you leave them behind until you kill the enemy that's shooting at you.
Blue set.
Alright, Red, we're gonna bound up to that low cobblestone wall.
The way armor controls work.
Probably about 20, 30 meters.
Yeah, my full advantage is from here. If I get shot at, I prone and I press Q a lot.
Red moving.
Alright, covering them. Alright guys, when we go next, there's some elephant grass bearing 210. We'll aim for that. There's not a lot of cover anywhere else, but we'll use that for concealment and just stay low.
So now let's call that little ditch the objective once you've reached it.
Sorry, what was that, Barnett?
Repeat that.
Elephant grass.
Call the little defile to your southwest the objective.
Yeah, that was the pampas grass. Alright.
Yeah, it's the big tall shit.
That's the grass you can hide an elephant in, Marna.
Alright,
Red covering, blue free to move.
Everybody hear that? Everybody in blue hear that? We're going for the elephant grass, okay?
That'd be good.
Let's go.
Blue moving.
Mills, the elephant glass is the objective, okay? The
Oh, it
bottom
is?
of the
Okay.
defile.
Brilliant. Alright, when we get there, spread out, take cover, get low.
Sure hope there are no elephants hiding in there.
That would be a surprise.
We have a fair amount of guns though. We should be fine.
I have a rocket launcher. So there will be very little elephant left.
Why cook the elephant when it's already been minced?
Cool, cool.
Blue set.
Okay, gents, let's call it there. Back on me, please.
Alright guys, following on Waldy over here. No, over here.
Hey,
over here.
I'm just to your northwest, Blue. It's okay.
Okay,
Ace now, I'm to your
I
south.
like the way this looks.
Sorry.
Hey.
Nothing
Okay,
on
okay,
this
okay.
picture.
Right, a couple of things that will help this move a little bit better. When you are moving as a fire team and you don't know if people are listening, echo it. So if Mil says we're moving over there, we're moving now, everybody go, we're moving. So everybody around you also knows that you're going. Otherwise you'll find there may be one person that's left behind. Perhaps they're tapped out, perhaps they're on Twitter. They're really angry about a new Ariana Grande tweet and they get really annoyed because you left them behind.
Where's Nerd?
I hate that you said that because I was looking at Twitter right now.
It's almost like I have ESP.
Jesus Christ.
Waldy's a goddamn magician.
I mean, Waldy has taught this course before. If y'all haven't been able to figure that out yet.
Oh, God damn it.
He knows Arma players.
This is a call out, and I'm not.
There's only 4 types of armor players and all of them are present.
Hey, carry on, Waldy.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So again, echo it so people know that when you're moving, that just helps with any sort of maneuver you're doing. Otherwise, people are going to get left behind or people are not going to know what they're doing. Fighting leaders are not going to be using the radio to give orders to everybody because that's just not sustainable. If people are doing it all the time, then there's no way that you communicate over the radio. It just gets too chogged. So it's going to be over direct speech. So echoing those orders will help.
means stay close to your fire team leader.
Yes, staying close to your fighting leader does help, so try not to go very far away. I'd say the maximum you ever want to be away is 25 to 30 meters, unless of course it's very, very open, and then you can stretch it a little bit. Okay, what we're going to do really quick is we're going to head to that pole. In fact, I'm going to teleport us there because I feel terrible about making you walk, and that's not very nice, is it?
I mean, walking probably wouldn't work very well for me. I'm about 2 beers in. These things are strong.
I've just teleported Nifty and not us. Okay, he's going to be very confused.
Oh, not your boy. Not your baby boy.
No.
There we go. Okay. Hey Nifty, welcome. Go ahead and shack up with us, man. Alright, we're going to be heading to the reactor contact range now for the final stop of the evening before we go ahead and just kill things very heavily. So everybody moves to reactor contact.
More reason to use my explosive.
And then from here you're going to go to reactor contact range 1. Reactor contact range 1.
You left one behind. Reactor contact.
I mean, I hate it. Really.
Range 1, everybody. Range 1.
Good boy. Me.
Okay, let's try that again.
We're heading to reactor contact range and then reactor contact range 1. Reactor contact range 1. Okay, we're going to start as soon as everybody's through. Okay. Now we've talked about the 3Ds earlier. Now we're going to implement that into the reactor contact scenario. So, when you get shot at, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Drop.
Sure. The amount of people who just say stand there is just unbelievable. And sometimes people even say, I'm going to do this. Great. What have you just done if you just stand still and fire at them?
Dodge, duck.
Completely revealed your position.
Yep. And what else have you done?
Also compromise the position of your entire fire team if they get spotted too.
Okay, yeah, that's basically the same point there, but you've also just presented yourself as a huge fucking target, and everybody around in the entire surrounding area of China knows where you are, and they're going to be firing at you very heavily.
What if we're in
Arma
Afghanistan?
has no chill.
Well then, just replace China with Afghanistan, it'll be fine. So when you take contact, the first thing you do is you find cover. The second thing you do is you start to engage the enemy if you're being shot at, and you give your 3Ds. If you aren't being shot at, what are you not going to do? If you see an enemy in the distance, what are you not going to do? It's not firing you. Okay, why?
Because they know you're there.
Damn it, you didn't teleport me.
Well, if they know you're there now, which means that you've just lost all of your direct surprise, so you can't set up an ambush, you can't set up any sort of method to kill them very quickly, because your surprise is gone. So they're just going to start a generic engagement, and you're going to be standing there just plodding at the enemy for the next 6 days, and that's not going to be fun for anybody. So right, you've taken contact, you're being shot at, you've found your cover, you've looked towards where the target is coming from, you're aiming at them, you've called it out for your fire team leader. What is your fire team leader going to do?
Relay it back.
Is that a field of fire?
Sure, yeah, they might do that. That's a pretty fancy way of saying they're going to get people to look at a target and kill them. With a fire command using Ordo, perhaps, just saying, might be something you might want to look into. They might suppress people using different people in the fire team. They might use their grenade launchers to put smoke on them. Are they going to smoke themselves?
No.
Why?
No.
Smoke gives you a bigger target.
Yes, absolutely. Let's say you're going to assault into the enemy position later. Are you going to smoke them?
Yes.
No.
No, why?
You need to be able to see where they are.
You need to see them. If you're going to assault into it, you don't want to put smoke on them because you're just not going to be able to see them anymore. Which makes it a lot harder to do your job of assaulting through and killing them.
And then everybody's going to get the munchies.
The munchies is not a fun place to bunchies.
I thought this was a series.
Okay, so we're gonna simulate a contact right now. I'm gonna have one volunteer. Where's my volunteer? Nifty, you're the newest person. You're gonna be my friend. Come over here. Great. I would like for you to go ahead and run over there.
Okay.
Okay, and then act threatening, Nifty. Act threatening. Okay.
Okay.
Some of people.
Now, everybody come in real close, everybody, real close around me.
He's just standing there.
We're not gonna tell him, but we're gonna use him as target practice. Okay, we're gonna judgment contact. We're gonna just fire at him.
Waldy, could we persuade the guys with rocket launchers to not backblast us?
Yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Contact northwest person.
Okay, so gents, let's quickly form 2 wedges. So 2 wedges, please, as quick as you can, anywhere in the location. 2 fighting wedges. Let's go.
Red right.
All right, so we're moving around. We've spotted contact. We're in our 2 fighting wedges. What are we gonna do first?
Heavy right.
Talk about it.
Why are we gonna talk about it?
We're gonna identify where it is. So that
Cool.
everybody else knows where it is.
First things first, you're gonna find cover. So go find cover. Scatter, little baby. Spatter. If you're in an open field, tough. Lay down.
Comfortable in.
Okay, we have a contact report. FTLs, do I know about it yet?
A singular enemy infantry northwest, 150 meters.
Thank you, Bravo Fire Team Leader. I see that contact. I would like us to engage it. On my command, engage the enemy. FTLs at this point would set up their fire commands, ready to go. Red, blue, from Achol, at my command. 3, 2, 1. Murder Nifty. Alright, cease. Okay, gents, we have just had an enemy engage us. Nifty, fire at me. I'm being engaged, what do we do?
Find cover and engage back.
Oh no, FTOs, I don't know what's going on. Where are we being engaged from?
Squad leader, we're being engaged northwest, bearing 320, 1 times infantry contact.
Fighting leaders, did any of your people think to give a 3D when they were being engaged by that?
Reloading.
I see contact behind us.
Shh. Alright, oh, cease. Okay, everybody but Nifty, go ahead and rejoin me. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, Nifty is an overpowering force. We aren't going to be able to kill this enemy. His will is too strong.
Bayonet charge?
What are we going to need to do if that will is too strong? A fixed bayonet is not the right answer. We need to be away from this area, so we need to break contact. How do you think we break contact, people? Sure, we do a banning retreat, we bound away from the enemy, but we need to smoke them first so they can't see us. So, somebody please smoke Nifty with some sort of, I don't know, grenade launcher.
Oh, okay, grenade launcher.
So, Grenadiers, I would like my smoke to the northwest. There we go, okay, now we have the enemy smoked, we now need to be bounding backwards, so let's say Alpha, you're the base of fire, Bravo, you're moving first, we're bounding southeast, let's go.
Bravo, let's go.
Blue hold.
Okay.
I thought we were blue. Like Bravo, I thought blue was Bravo.
Yeah, wait.
No, blue's gray.
He said we're going.
Okay, I misheard. Okay, blue, we're going.
Red, establish base of fire facing northwest.
That was a little bit loosey, but there we go.
Got it. Firing.
Are we running away?
Nope.
Not yet. We're covering fire.
Yep.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, why have I had one team hold and provide a base of fire while the other team is running?
So they can't set up and bring fire as we run away.
Suppressive fire, it's defensive fire. It basically means that because we have people still shooting at them, they can't shoot at us as effectively.
SL, we have contact east bearing 100/95 infantry, 160 yards.
They're also being attacked.
Red, pivot southeast, bound past blue, engage contact.
Rush.
Nifty, come on back.
Red, we're pushing up to just southeast of blue's position. Just past them, yeah.
Red, blue, infantry contact, eastbound, reference, red car. I need you to bound 2 and clear that target.
I'm over here. My game went fucky in the middle of us running.
Yeah.
Fire right.
Sustained fire. Sustained fire. Sorry, my game literally all tabbed out while in the. It's kind of a not great moment.
Red, blue, CCC, so we only have 10 minutes left, so we're going to push it to a nice big engagement so we can all get some teeth in.
Snail, we don't. Everyone on your left doesn't see these contacts.
I don't like you.
You're not doing your job, Snail.
He said southeast.
Here's the 3Ds.
Oh, you guys can't see them through the wall? Okay.
No, Snail.
Well, no, literally, we were just shooting in a random direction. We had no idea where
Snail, they can't see the thing we can see.
So, yeah.
Well, we don't even know if we're suppressing in the correct direction.
I did call east, to be fair.
East is big.
East is big, you're right.
Yeah, it's just distracted.
Okay, I've teleported over here because we have 10 minutes left and I'd like us to get some teeth into something a little bit heavier. So this is an advanced FTX. This has got everything we've been building up for the entire session. We're going to be moving to and assaulting a small checkpoint on the road just to our east. They're then going to be reinforcements that are going to come and charge at us and attack us, and we're going to have to fight them off. We're not going to be breaking contact as a rule. We're just going to stay and kill everything. Is anybody missing from this group? Wojo's gone still.
One quick question, Waldy, that I wanted to ask earlier for the 4 Fs. If you don't think you can successfully accomplish all 4 Fs, what should you do?
If you don't think you can do any of the Fs at any point, you break contact, you withdraw.
Okay, so fuck off if you can't do all 4.
Alright, okay, excellent, yeah.
Doesn't know the word retreat, though.
You have exactly 1 minute to grab all the ammunition you can from this box because we are really quickly running out of time and I want to get our teeth stuck into something.
Keep moving forward.
You have exactly 30 seconds before we need to move on to actually killing things.
Red, once you're done, gather around me this ball.
Alright, we're going to be moving to our east.
Is there any chance of a grenade launcher with a functional sight, please?
No.
Fuck you.
What? Alright, blue over here.
The grenade launcher's sight is on the center line of the gun.
Okay, red, blue, I would like 2 wedges. We're moving eastbound, east, south, east. Red leading, blue trailing. Red, lead us out. Let's go.
Alright, we're doing a wedge behind red, so we're going to let them pass, and then we're going to carry on.
Red on me, wedge, moving south, southeast.
What kind of wedge?
Red, we want to go ahead and aim for that rock formation top of the hill, 120.
It's not heavy, or actually, what, how many? Shush. I don't know, what do heavy right. Okay.
Hey, Mills, give it 10 more meters, and we're good.
Okay.
I'll settle for any type of wedge.
Cheese wedge.
What about the flood? I'm kind of hungry.
Gents, formations are not cookie cutters. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to be representative of what you're aiming for. So anything that looks vaguely like a triangle will do.
Cheese wedge.
Cheese wedge.
They're all hungry.
Do not fire at any contacts you see just yet.
Oh no! What is going on? I am a clueless squad leader with no information about what's going on around me. Whatever should I do? I will hit my head against a wall.
On squad-sized force southeast of my position, 140, moving out in the open on the road.
Roger. What are you doing now?
I am currently holding position on the rock and setting up a base of fire.
Roger. Are you skylining style?
Maybe.
Displeases Wardy. Blue, go ahead and get online with red facing southeast. There is enemy contact far on the road patrolling.
Yeah, on the patrol, they're patrolling on the road right to left.
Mills, check in once you have a nice base of fire.
Hey, Barnett, get down, you're skylining.
Blue set up.
Red, blue, at my command, engage the enemies to the southeast. 3, 2, 1. Open up, open up, open up.
Holy shit, that's down.
Not sure what happened.
Okay, gents, if you're not given any firing order for rate of fire, just assume a rapid rate when you're opening up in contact.
Reloading.
XL Blue is relocating to better position.
Roger, understood.
I think that did.
SL contacts destroyed on the road.
Roger, blue, guys to our southwest, see we've got reinforcements. Red, hold position.
You heard him, Red. Hold position.
Hold position.
Hold position.
It's now. This is your punishment for skylining.
No.
Take out 18.
No, please.
Oh my god, it's just like.
Oh, fucking do it again.
That was very professional.
He skylined.
Incoming vehicle on the road, east to west. One single vehicle, 600 meters and closing.
Red, let's pivot. C.
Roger, I'm calling an audible. We're going to set up an ambush. When the vehicle reaches the grey shack to the southeast of Red, we will open up. On my command.
That's a brown shack.
I am colorblind. Go away. I'm kidding. Thanks, Deadbad.
AJ?
Yes.
It seems to have stopped. Red, blue, eyes on. GAZ, southbound 180. Fire.
Is that better?
Red,
Say it was moving east to west.
I thought it was to the east. South. Oh, I missed.
XL, we're taking contact from the north. Shots from the rear.
Roger, blue, keep engaged in the GAZ. Red, pivot northwest, contact rear. Search and destroy. Fighting leaders, remember that you can buddy bound. Make use of it.
Red, engaging contact to the northwest now.
Roger. Blue, pivot northwest. Push through contact northwest. Red, I want you as a base of fire north by northwest for blue to assault through.
SL, say again?
Blue, I need you to pivot northwest and assault through contact northwest.
Affirm.
I cannot shoot very well today.
Blue moving.
Dan, pivot to the northwest. Firing those contacts straight to the trees, bearing 330. Nifty, switch it up too.
That was almost all of the content I wanted to get to today, so I take it as a win.
Blue is set, no eyes now, we're scanning.
Smoke direct northwest. Force fire into your boys.
Blue, red's acting as a base of fire. They're going to try to ping contact and issue assault into the town northbound. Clear it out.
SL, you said blue assault?
Blue is assaulting you at the base of fire.
Team 1, everyone to the right of the wall here. Is that mostly balanced? Mostly balanced.
Once we take out these last guys inside the town. Taking contact from the town,
Mills, Waldo, push it. We're running out of time.
Two set.
Red, actual, go ahead and shift fire to the northern end of the town. Blues are salting in.
Roger.
Yeah, once blue gets inside the town.
Snow, Waldo, message. I want you to push to the north end of the town, put a block in place north along the road.
Roger.
Waldo, Mills, we're pushing into the town now.
Roger, Snow shifted fire, should be clear.
Did we do this or who did that?
Friendly Spectre.
Mills, Waldo, message for you.
Send for blue.
Snow's pushing to put a block in base at the northern end of the town, so watch fire straight north or northeast.
Hey, firm, we're at the exterior of the town now.
Mills, I need you to go ahead and expedite it as quick as you can. We are dead on time for starting the missions today.
Hey, firm.
SL blue, red is pushing just east of the town now, north side.
Stow, Mills and Wardy, I've just divvied the town up into two halves. Go ahead and clear your respective half. Out.
Hush.
Guys, if you check your maps real quick, there's a line down the center. We're going to be taking the right half of the town and clearing it.
Ours. Northeast is red, so we're clearing along the
Stay close
MSR.
to each other and push on through. Make sure each building is clear. Push on up, Red. Push on up.
Clear.
Stick to the eastern half of the town. That's going to be our side. Eastern, northeastern half.
Red is pushing into the northeastern half of the town, clearing now.
Blue is presenting along MSR stagger column.
Ah, shit.
Fuck you, Blue. Shit.
Okay. We need to call it because of time, and we need to do a quick debrief and we need to go. So I'm going to end the recording in a moment.
Bye bye, Dan.
Alright, red, blue, we're out of time, so go ahead and regroup on me as quickly as possible. We'll do a quick final words, and then we'll go straight into the missions for this evening. The town is clear, so just make your way to me as quick as you can. Okay, right. So that might have been a lot different from what you've usually known from training, so hopefully you either enjoyed it or you just had a bit of learning experience for you then.
It's always fun getting learned.
I tried to make it as entertaining as possible because of how this material is. It can be dry, so I like to spice it up a little bit. Apologies if you didn't have a good time, unfortunately. I try my best, but that's we just have to deal with.
Hey.
This is fun.
Feedback, put it on mission 3 for the feedback.
Thank you, Brian. I was going to say, if anybody had any feedback, they can PM it to me. But if we're going to use the form, then excellent, we'll use the form.
Can be both.
Yes.
Mission 3 for feedback. We're going to be moving on to the missions for this evening. The first one up is actually my mission, so it should be easy to roll onto that. Anybody have any questions, queries, or dramas about stuff that we had happen today?
Nope.
If anybody has any queries at all, you can DM me anytime. I'm very happy to answer them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press P now, and I'm going to go to end scenario, and I'm going to end the recording.